he hasn't been playing well.
Mm-mm.
And it's almost like he's getting a pass because we have been so fixated on all these other things that are going on with this team that he somehow flies under the radar. He has the biggest voice. We talk about it all the time. We talk about how he is very, very influential in that clubhouse, how he is influential in the front office, and all these other things. But the thing that I've noticed over the last couple of weeks is that Bryce is somewhat of a front runner. No, he's not somewhat of a front runner. He is a front runner. Because when things are going well, Bryce has the absolute loudest voice in the locker room. He's the one that's always out front. He's the one that always has something positive to say or whatever you want to say. But when it hits the fan, when things get a little tough,
kind of like the lady in Delco. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
sorry, that's my.
Then
fault.
all of a sudden, that leadership, that bravado ain't the same, and that's concerning. And that's one of the reasons why when we talk about the comparisons between Bryce Harper and Jalen Hurts, I understand that it's different in football because the games are more meaningful and Jalen's the leader of the quarterback. And Bryce is the leader of this team.
Yeah, and well, I know they're different, but I'll let you finish. They are the two most important players.
Yes.
I've removed Embiid from this. He doesn't play anymore.
Yes.
But the two most important players in Philadelphia, the quarterback and Bryce.
And Bryce Harper went last night, he had 4 at-bats, one hit. And he always flies under the radar when things like this happen. And then when you ask him what's going on, it's almost like he takes a step back and let everybody else take the heat for him. And he's the guy. He's the one that got the tattoo of the fanatic. He's the one on social media making banana bread or whatever the hell he's making. And I know people say, well, that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. You're right. But my point is this. You are the leader of that team. This team goes as you go. And right now, you're not pulling your weight.
He's not.
You're not pulling your weight.
No, well, I agree with you on that. 215-592-9494. All right, here's where I'm at. And Hugh, I think it's very fair to be frustrated. He's not pulling his weight. He's not playing well enough. He has slid under the radar. You're right, for a while now. You look at some of his numbers so far this season, and specifically the last 10, 14 games. It's not just like I think in the beginning of the year we started saying I was saying the word blah. It's beyond blah now. I mean, for the last 2 weeks he's been pretty bad. He's hitting under 200. He's not slugging. There's no home runs in there. He's been pretty bad now for a couple weeks. The Phillies need more out of Bryce Harper. I want to make that clear. I don't like the way he's playing right now. I'm just going to tell you, for me, I'm not worried yet. I'm not concerned. I'm not worried yet. I think he's going to pull out of this, and I think he's going to be fine. There's a lot of things you look at when you look at, will a player be okay? Will they not be okay? And Hugh, if there's a physical issue, because we always know about his back, right?
Mm-hmm.
If there's a physical issue, then I will change my mind. We haven't heard anything yet this year that there's anything physical. I think it's just a slump, right? I think it's just a bad start to the season for him, and he'll recover from it. He's still walking a lot. He's still when he hits the ball, it's hard, right? It's hard contact. Usually that leads to good results at some point. I think he's going to be fine. He's been fine for 13 years in the big leagues.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not yet concerned that he's going to have a bad season. But I understand your frustration. And Hugh, I felt the same thing last night when the error happened, because I'm like, hold on a second. You're not hitting. You're in a slump. We get that. That happens, even to star players. You got to field your position.
Yeah, my thing is this, Joe. It's more this for me than anything. If you're a leader, you got to be a leader all the time. Mm-hmm. You can't be a leader when it's convenient. And I know that for a lot of people, you might not understand that, but even when it's bad, you still have to be front and center.
Well, you do. All right, let's hear this, because that's interesting you brought that up. Devin, on with the morning show. Listen to how she described Harper and just kind of what she's observed covering the team recently.
Honestly, Bryce Harper is the most concerning to me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what's going on with him. I don't think it's anything, health-wise or physically, but it
could be, though. The back, the whole thing.
Yeah. I mean, he briefly spoke to us yesterday, or 2 days ago, I should say, and, it was just a very stilted, dry, he did not seem to want to give anything away in terms of, information, personality, how he was feeling, just 2-3 word answers. And that concerns me. I understand people don't, the media is not their best friend, but the fact that he wasn't even willing to divulge, what made you bunt in that game.
Totally.
So before you respond, I said this to you yesterday. I think people like when he bunts for a hit sometimes. They cheered on Wednesday night. When he bunts, it tells me he is not happy with his swing because Bryce Harper's going to go to the Hall of Fame with 500 home runs. Those guys don't bunt. They bunt when they're in a bad spot and they just want to get any on base anyway anyhow. That bunt caught my attention. But what did you make of what Devin said about his demeanor in the clubhouse?
It went bad, and now you're turtling up. You can't do that. Bryce is a hell of a player, and like I said, thank you, Bryce, for choosing us. But you have to know. Your body language speaks volumes. Even though it might not be a big deal to you, your team may see that. And even if they don't tell you, you're the guy in that locker room. This team goes as you go. So when you get reserved, when it's tough and you get reserved and you're not the face of the franchise, or you don't be like, hey, it ain't on me. That's not a good look. It's not. And then when everything's going well, that's when you have the most to say. Guys see that. They see that and they react to that. And you know what, to be honest, that's probably one of the reasons why when we sit here and we talk about making sacrifices and all that other stuff, it kind of makes it hard to do that. Because you're looking at it from a locker room perspective. So, well, hell, Bryce is not doing anything. Bryce is not making sacrifices. And I know people might say, well, it's not on Bryce. Yes, it is, because Bryce is the face of the franchise.
And he's their best player. I mean,
the absolute best player.
And he needs to be better.
So it starts with him.
I agree with you on that. 215-592-9494. Which best describes how you feel about Bryce Harper right now? He's not playing well. I mean, however you're feeling, we can have that conversation. This is not... It's not a subjective thing. He's playing poorly. His last 11 games, he's hitting 186 with 0 home runs. He's been crap for a couple weeks now. He needs to turn it around. I'm not worried as of right now. Hugh's frustrated. Kyle, where do you come down on Bryce? Error last night and another kind of just blah of a game from him.
It's been a blah season for mid to bad. Am I allowed to be both frustrated and concerned?
Sure.
I'm kind of where Hugh is with the frustration there. He's not being a leader by example or by words. I know he did the name on the front, not the name on the back thing, but then immediately follows it up with the blue bat. Very me guy thing from Bryce Harper.
Is that the highlight of his season so far?
I mean, it is. He's hitting 235
since the home run opening day, which was a big homer.
Yeah.
I think it's the blue bat,
and he's not hitting for power.
No.
So and if he's not going to hit for power, then he needs to hit for a way better average than he is right now. He is the $330 million player. He's not even playing anywhere close to it. We get on Trey Turner all the time. Trey Turner might just be what he is, right. And I think I've come to accept that. But I can't accept this being the season that we get from Bryce Harper. That'll kill this Phillies team. They will not go far at all if Bryce Harper remains like this, or even slightly better. He needs to be a lot better for this Phillies team to go anywhere. I think a huge reason this offense is suffering right now is because he's not a force at the plate right now. He's not hitting fastballs well. Even Schwarber protecting him hasn't helped him. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he's caught between approaches or if he's dealing with something. That would concern me a lot too. But just everything going on with Bryce Harper right now is very worrisome.
It is. 215-592-9494. I mean, I said at the beginning here, I heard yesterday in the Times Yours line on the morning show, someone asking let's have a real conversation about ranking Bryce. And again, we could do that one day. But there was a time, and we've done it during the postseasons when he's gone off, that people will call the station and say he's the best hitter in baseball, or I'd take him over everyone in baseball. And that's fine to love the player we have. But guys, right now he's not even in the same stratosphere as the best hitters in baseball so far this season. I mean, the gap between him and Aaron Judge, who's probably the best hitter in all of baseball right now, is miles apart. The gap between him and Ohtani is miles apart. The gap between him and whoever. I mean, pick Kyle Tucker, Corbin Carroll, the guys that have been the best hitters in the National League this year, Tatis. It's miles apart. He's got to be better. I'm not yet concerned because there's a track record of 12 years of excellence. I think he's going to be okay as long as he's healthy, but I get it. I get why he's frustrated. I get why a lot of people will be today.